Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone is having a great Thursday. The markets were actually up today. Bitcoin and Ethereum were actually down today, along with some of the miners. We're kind of mixed a little bit today, so we'll look at all that going on. We also have to talk about Hut 8. They're going to court for their electricity provider. That still means 700 plus petahash is offline, and it does mean that they're losing a lot of money each month. But we'll get into all the details here, and then we'll call it a day. It should be an easy one. Okay, so as always, you guys know the drill here. Not financial advice for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm investing in following coins and companies for full disclosure. So let's take a look at the markets here and see what's going on with them. Okay. So S&P was up 1.1% today to 4,060. Dow Jones was up 0.61% to 33,949. And the NASDAQ was up 2% to 12,051. So it was a good day in the markets. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin was down today. We zoom in here pretty good. You can see that Bitcoin was down just a little bit. It was down 0.22% today to a close of $23,010.47. If we look at the RSI went down a little bit as well. It's coming down right now. It's down right now. What is it? Down 1.42%. So we might be seeing a little bit of a pullback here. RSI is at 75 right now. It still means that we are in a better spot from last time. Price was lower. Price is higher now, so we're good there. If we look at let's take a look at the 1 hour chart or 4 hour chart. RSI has been coming down. It's kind of nice in the neutral range here at 46. So last time we were back here was way back here on January 18th. At that time, price was around, a little bit lower than that. It was around 20,673. So we're still looking pretty good on the RSI. This could be just a little relief that we're needing in order for the nice leg to go up. If we look at the 1 hour chart also, we can see here that we've had a pretty nice drop here in the last hour, about 1.12%. RSI is now at 33. Last time we were this low was back over here. Price was lower at that point, also at 22,439. We are still up higher on it, so it's still looking like a potentially good upside potential for going forward, okay? We'll have to also take a look at Ethereum, see what's going on there. And Ethereum right now, let's go to the daily chart. It was down today 0.71%. It closed at $1,601.10. So not too bad. On the RSI has been coming down, which is good as well. 60. Last time we were back here on price at that point was $1,263. So we're okay there. On the 4 hour chart, RSI has also come down nicely to 40. We kind of bounce up. We're kind of bouncing in this middle range here between overbought and oversold right now, and it's at 37. Last time we were close to it was back here. Price was lower at that point at 15.10. On the 1 hour chart, we can see RSI is coming down quite nicely as well to 33. Last time we were back here roughly, and that point the price was around 15.35. We had a nice little rally going up from there. So I'm thinking possibly the same thing is going to happen here, where we may have a little rally going up, or if that doesn't hold, we may be coming down. Looking back at Bitcoin here on the daily chart, like I said before, right now our resistance is at 23,800 and our support is at 21,300. So we'll see if we continue to go down. That's kind of where I'm looking for our support to be. If we go up, our resistance is going to be at 23,800, and we'll see where we actually end up at. Okay, let's take a look at the miners here. Annie was down 1.09% today to 40 cents. Argo was up 3.57% to $2.03. Bit Digital was up 0.71% to $1.41. Bitfarms was down 0.93% to $1.07. CleanSpark was up 1.79% to $2.85. Cores was down 3.36%. During the morning hours, it was up like 20 some percent. Then it came back down. It's at 18 cents right now. DigiHost was up another 29.45 cents to $1.89. Not sure why they are pumping so hard recently. I mean, they are up a lot. There hasn't been any news on them, and they are up right now almost 500%. Whether they were maybe shorted to death a little bit here in the past, and they are just now pumping back up to where they possibly should be. Not sure, but we covered it a little bit in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. It's kind of good. And we got DMG here at up today 2.94% to 23 cents, almost 24. Greenwich was up 0.92% to 88 cents. Hive was up 2.11% to $3.39. Hut 8 was up 0.8% to $1.89. Iris Energy was up 0.93% to $2.18. Marathon was flat at $8.75. Lawson was up 6.52% to 49 cents. Riot was down 1.61% to $6.13. Soluna was down 4.99% to 43 cents. And Wolf was up 3.96% to to $1.05. So that's Terra Wolf there. So like I said, it was kind of a mixed bag on the miners. They were up just a little bit, some were down a little bit. Not a bad day for them. But that is it. That's it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, the markets, and the miners. Let's take a look at the hot story, and we'll get into some details. We'll take a pretty good look at them. Okay, so Hut 8 provides update on North Bay facility. And here's the important part of it. So the company announces that it has filed a statement of claim in the Superior Court of Justice of Ontario against Validus Power Corp and its subsidiary, Bay Power Corp, collectively Validus, a third-party supplier of energy to the company's mining facility in North Bay, Ontario. We've talked about this before. They were, negotiating with them. Obviously, those negotiations didn't lead to anything because now they are going to court. So as previously disclosed, Hut 8 and Validus have been in an ongoing dispute due to Validus' failure to meet its contractual obligations in the Power Purchase Agreement, PPA, it entered into with the company. Hut 8 is seeking various relief, including enforcement of certain provisions of the PPA and monetary damages incurred as a result of the dispute. And they are substantial now that Bitcoin has gone up a little bit. So let's take a look at what we got going on for them. And I'll give you guys my thoughts on it as well. So here's Hut 8, all the data that we do track on them. Right now they are at $1.89. Market share or market cap is at 414 million right now. So they are pretty well capitalized right now. Current hash rate is at 2.5 right now. That is without North Bay right now operating, which is about 768 petahash based on what I was able to calculate. With North Bay, they would be pretty much almost fully installed from future hash rate. So they would have very little growth going forward. And they're still going to have very little growth going forward. I think maybe a couple petahash here to add on with what they're still supposed to get in as far as miners are concerned. So that's concerning for me that they are not growing any further. The only thing that's going to help them out going further is Bitcoin price appreciating in value, because as the network hash rate is going to go up, the amount of Bitcoins they're going to generate is going to decrease over time if they don't start, getting some more miners installed someplace or buying out something. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at right there. Here is the numbers that we do have for them. So back in November, they informed us about North Bay being shut down, or the electricity to North Bay is having been shut down. And at that point, they installed some miners, but we learned about 7 days into the month that they were shut down at North Bay. And here's some of the miners that we basically took offline at that point. These are marked with 7 days running so far. So going into December, we updated that a little bit more, and they were at 3.2 exahash, 3.272. So like I said, they were almost completely full, which was supposed to be 3.288 as far as what I've calculated for them. The only miners that are still outstanding are these. Well, these are the GPU miners. Let's see, which ones do we have here that are still not installed potentially? There might be, these here, 170 of these 93 terahash miners. That would be 15.81 petahash to add to them. Now, with those being offline in North Bay, that accounts for 768? Yep, 768 petahash roughly. That got them down to now 2.5 exahash in operational hash rate. They might have about 15 more that they can install petahash wise. And after that, they are completely installed. So in December, they generated only 2.7 million in revenue based on what they provided for Bitcoin being mined of 161 only. They had 238 in November, which was a lot better month for them. They were also curtailing a lot less than they were in December. They were 24 days operational in November on average. December, they were about 17 and a half days. So into January, if they were able to at least run with what they currently have of the 2.5 exahash installed for 31 full days, they would be generating approximately, at the current Bitcoin price, the average Bitcoin price and everything else, network hash rate where it's at, we're looking at about 5.1 million in revenue. That would be almost double of what they made in December. And that should generate about 226 Bitcoins, give or take, 5-10% either way, up or down, depending on where everything ends up as far as network hash rate and things like that. But this is kind of where they should be as far as the generation for Bitcoin is concerned, and that would be a nice increase from the December numbers. It would be a lot closer to the numbers from November, given Bitcoin network hash rate has increased, so they are going to be producing less. Okay, So that's kind of where I'm seeing them there. Now, as far as how much money they're actually losing a month, let's take a look at this sheet over here. So when we look at the 768 petahash here, calculated based on Bitcoin price being at 23,000, Bitcoin's down a little bit from there right now, but let's see, what's Bitcoin at right now? We can update that, 22,710. Okay. So I think we can possibly get that 22,000. Okay, 22,750. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. This is the number that we are looking at. So right now, they are, for the current month of January, if those don't get plugged in, they're looking to lose about $872,000, sorry, in net revenue. This is after electricity is paid for. I'm guessing they're going to be about 5 cents, somewhere around there. They could be a little bit lower. If they are lower, that'd be even more for them. So if they were at 4.5 cents at that point, that'd be almost 956,000 that they are losing in potential revenue from that one. Now, if Bitcoin goes up just to 24,000 and change, they're going to be at approximately $1 million in less revenue from that site being down. So that is concerning. And it also is concerning how they're going to be able to get damages for that from Validus. It's going to add up quickly. So if they're calculating the same amount possibly for December, if we're thinking about it, let me see here, drag this down. For December, they could get, well, it's not going to be the amount that we have now. Bitcoin's around 16,000 at that point. So if we're going down to 16,000, how much would that be? Let's see here. 16,500. Let's do that. That would have been only, well, half of that, 400,000 right there. So 400,000 plus another almost $1 million now. You're looking at 1.4 plus November. So we're probably looking at close to $2 million in damages for that site being down potentially. Now, I don't know about Validus, but I sure as heck wouldn't want to pay $2 million in damages for it. So obviously, well, what am I trying to say here? I think it's a tough spot to be for Validus. I'm thinking they didn't hedge their bets as far as electricity going up in price. If they had a PPA established with Hut 8, and this is not legal advice or anything like that, I'm not an attorney, but they should have possibly hedged their bets a little bit better towards that price frame where they were selling it to Hut 8. Right? So if they didn't hedge their bets, they're paying more now, and they're getting it for less to Hut 8. So they're in the negative on it. That's why they're shutting down electricity for them. And they got this dispute going on right now. I don't know how it's going to get worked out. I don't know if the contract can be held up in court. We'll find out in due time. But the bad thing is this could drag on for a while. As we know, court proceedings and court battles can drag on for months. I'm hoping it's not that long. I'm hoping that this gets resolved relatively quickly within a couple of weeks. But if it drags on for a couple of months and Bitcoin is going up to 25, 30,000 or something like that, that's going to be a huge cost to Hut 8 in lost revenue. So if Bitcoin goes up to, let's just say Bitcoin goes up to 35,000, just maybe type that in here, probably faster, 35,000. That would give them about almost 2 million. So it's 1.8 million in additional revenue. And if we say that the network hash rate goes up another towards to 90, so about 1.6 million in revenue per month if that happens. So that's a lot, okay? Now, what I wanted to say is Hut 8 has been saying that they are going to be growing for the past, 4 or 5 months, that they are going to be growing organically, inorganically. They're going to be looking for opportunities to buy in this bear market where assets are distressed. We have not heard anything on that. It almost looks, this is what it looks like to me, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it looks like to me they're just kind of like resting on their laurels a little bit. They have a huge pile of BTC that they are hodling right now. And I think they're just kind of like, why would we invest in something that's going to depreciate in value and, generate less and less income when we have a huge hodl position? We can just sit on that. We can buy more data centers and have steady revenue going that way. It almost appears like that's the path that they're going with because otherwise they have plenty of cash. They're not buying anything. They're sitting on it, and they're just kind of, I don't know, frustrating. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are frustrated too, but it's just frustrating seeing it from the sidelines. I don't own any Hut 8 stock, and but they're still doing pretty good. So we'll see. Okay, let me know what you guys think. All right, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. Spreadsheets, as always, are going to be available to our Patreon members, and thank you to everyone there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and it's the end of the week. We'll see if Bitcoin actually finishes out the week in the plus sign, in the positive. Okay. Also, one can't speak. One left little. No. One last thing. Oh, jeez. It's getting late. One last thing. You guys might have noticed that when I was showing the charts and Bitcoin price, the stock market prices, and the miner prices, there were little things that were popping up in the bottom. Those are affiliate links. Those are there for things that I enjoy using or I love using, like TradingView, also Ledger. Obviously, I've spoken about Ledger plenty of times before. But I think you guys should get your coins off the exchanges. If you guys are in the mood to go shopping, if you would use the affiliate links, it would help me out. Okay, so that is it. That's the only time I'm going to say it going forward. I'll just pop up. I'm not going to even mention it. Okay, see you guys in the next one.